Yo, what's up? This is your boy Travis Greene. You're watching Gospel Sunday TV.
It's Gospel Sunday TV with Keith Solis.
Hey, thanks for watching Gospel Sunday TV. I'm Keith Solis, and I am so excited because I got a brother in the building with me right now whose songs have blessed me over the past 3 years, starting with the first one, Intentional. And I am so glad he's here. Travis Greene, what's up, man?
My friend?
Man, I got to shake your hand, man, because I'm telling you, you have blessed me. And let's start with that song, Intentional. Yeah. Romans 8:28, straight, or they say straight out the Bible. All things work together.
Yeah, it's a song that I love, man. The word intentional is a word that was just a personal word between me and God in our dialogue. That I would pray and let him know, God, you're intentional. And he would tell me in tough times, yo, I'm intentional. And really the song was a collision of that and my favorite scripture, Romans 8:28. And
Absolutely.
so knowing that he's so intentional, he's so purposeful that he allows everything not to just happen to us before us.
And a lot of times we think, as Christians that, once we accept Christ or once, I'm in his will, so nothing bad is going to happen. No one's ever going to get sick. I'm going to run to the mailbox and there's going to be $1,000. There's all these great things. We never think that bad things are going to happen. And bad things do happen. Life happens, which means that's part of the all.
Yeah, it does. I mean, even my life was full of tragedy and triumph. One in particular, I lost my father at a really young age. I was 5. He was 28. He was a pastor. He died of an aneurysm, just out the blue, tragically. And, when something like that happens, you start learning really quick that your next breath is the option of God. You start learning real quick how fragile life is.
Wow.
But you also learn how sovereign and how beautiful our God is, that he can use everything. In the kingdom, there are no losses. There's just exchanges. And he'll exchange our sorrow for joy. Our weeping may endure, but joy comes. And so mourning for dancing. And that's the God we serve.
I need to take a Selah on that. So there are no what now?
There are no losses, just
exchange. Man.
Yeah.
We need to have an organ in here with this because, man, that's some dancing music right there. That is good. Yeah. Another song, man, You Made a Way.
Yeah.
And, when my back was against the wall.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, so many times I had to just listen to that song.
Mm-hmm.
And not only going through a situation, but coming out. Yeah. Because it reminded me that it was only God that made a way.
Yeah.
And so thank you for that. Did you write that song?
I did.
Man, so now where'd that come from?
It was a testimony, man, just of, a prayer it went from a prayer request to a testimony, honestly. Praying for God to radically do something in our family. My wife water broke halfway through her pregnancy. The doctor literally said our child wasn't going to make it, that it was impossible. And my son was born several weeks later, and they kept him in the hospital for 2 months. A third of the year in 2014, my family was in the hospital. But God performed a miracle, and now here we are 3 years later. My son is 3 years old, no signs of prematurity. And not only that, but God blessed us with an additional 10-month-old boy. So Jason, Josh, they're with my wife, Jackie, and God's been good to us.
So you got the 3 J's.
I got the 3 J's so far.
Man, and you also have this new project, Crossover, which is phenomenal. We've been playing the song, You Waited. And so tell me about that.
Yeah, every song that I write is really is based off of something that God exposed to me about himself. Intentional, a God of purpose, made a way, a God of power, and now You Waited, a God of patience. And really it came from the woman at the well. John 4 is one of my favorite stories in the Bible, where Jesus has his divine appointment with the woman at the well. She doesn't even know it. She just shows up, but he was already there. And I love how the story starts. He tells the disciples, y'all go get something to eat. I have to go through Samaria. Literally, there was a divine appointment that was on his calendar that she didn't know about, which is so encouraging for us when we think that we're not on his radar, when we think that we're overlooked and untouched. He still has a plan for us. And the Bible says that he sat at the well. He was patient enough, knowing that he had a lot of stuff to do in these 3 years of ministry. He sat down and said, you know what, this is worth the wait. It's the same thing he's done in our life. He considers us worth the wait, which is why you are a legend in what you do and why God has allowed me to do the little that I've done. It's just because of his patience that he sat down and waited on us.
And not only did he wait on us, to elevate or whatever it is that he wants to do in our lives, he's waiting on us to get out of our mess, too.
Yeah,
because sometimes she's like, look at that fool over there just acting stupid. I'll just wait.
Yeah.
I'll wait.
Yeah. That's the God we serve, man.
Isn't that a good God?
Oh, yeah. Amazing.
Man. Well, listen, earlier this year, a lot of folks were talking about Travis Greene, and it wasn't because of intentional or made away. It was because of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
You were invited to participate, perform at the inauguration. A lot of other folks were too, and they said no, but you said yeah. And I read somewhere that you said, this is not about Trump, this is about Jesus.
Yeah.
Tell me about that whole experience, man.
Yeah, I mean, my initial reaction was, no, I'm not going to do this. But I prayed hard, and I felt convicted. It was, especially comparing to the guys in the Bible. I mean, these guys were radical in what they did, and they were, the disciples were killed by the church.
Wow.
I mean, by the religious system. And so if I can't allow what God tells me to be controlled by the misunderstanding of people. And so I prayed hard about it, and I felt, one mentor of mine, he compared it to Jonah. And the story of Jonah is so significant. It's only 4 chapters, but it's an amazing book. And it talks about how he did not want to go to Nineveh because he knew that God would forgive them. And
Wow.
I call it selective grace. Is that I think you're worthy of the gospel because we look alike. I think you're worthy of the gospel because we're in the same political party. I think you're worthy of the gospel because we have the same doctrinal beliefs. But that's not God. God has no levels to his love, right? And so who am I to determine who's worthy and who's not worthy? I think it's just my job to be a conduit of his grace and to go around and allow him to spread his love through me. And so that's all I'm trying to do.
And I heard you during an interview during that time, and you said, before I'm a black man, I'm a Christian.
Yeah. Before I'm anything, I'm a Christian. I think that's the posture we really got to get to, man. Not saying that anything else doesn't matter.
Yeah.
My nationality matters. My ethnicity matters. My culture matters. The neighborhood I grew up in, all of that matters, and it's a part of me. And I'm proud of all of it. But when I picked up the cross and decided to follow Jesus, I laid down who I was, and I embraced who he is. And all I am is just a man that's sinned, that's messed up, but I'm soaked and drenched in his blood. And so that is my identity now. And it trumps everything, no pun intended, but it trumps everything else about me. And so I think that's the position that the church really needs to get to.
Absolutely. And you're also on the Greenleaf soundtrack?
Yeah.
Now, does that mean you're going to be on the show?
I've had a couple invitations,
Okay.
but my schedule is just really, really, really tight right now with the church. The local church was
Right.
a high priority for me. My young family.
Yeah.
I don't want to I don't want my kids to hate church because they didn't have a dad.
Wow.
And so being there matters to me. Making the main thing matters to me. And so I can't be so exhausted, spreading God's love to the world that I miss my own home. And
But your house is toe up.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a priority for me. So because of that, a lot of opportunities have either been not taken or postponed due to me trying to be responsible home.
Well, speaking of which, in addition to, singing and all of that, you're a pastor of a church.
Yeah.
At 19 years old. Because you look like you're about 19.
Yeah, a lot of people think that. I'm actually 33. They finally took me out of the box of youth conferences. That's all I did for 10 years. It was like, oh yeah, that little kid can come and sing to our
You do a
kids.
youth conference.
And then
But he can't be in there with the adults.
I go there and the adults be like, oh, you actually got something to say. Okay. It's like, yeah, I've been to Bible college, man. I know a little bit. I know just a little bit. And so finally, I grew my beard. So finally, that broke me out of that mode. But no, it's all good. Yeah, I'm 33. Been married 6 years, and we pastor a church called Forward City Church in Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay.
And it's just full of radical believers and lovers of Jesus.
Wow. Now, the church is what, about a year old?
It's almost a year old. It'll be a year old this weekend, and it's crazy. Within that year, well over 500 salvations. People have come to know and grow in their love and relationship with Jesus.
And I love that you said salvations.
Yeah.
And you're not focusing on, we got all these people coming
Yeah.
to see me, but it's about the salvations. They're
Yeah.
coming in, but they're leaving out with a relationship with Christ.
That's what it's about, man.
Yeah.
It's about transformation.
Yeah.
Not just being a country club and coming together and punching our little ticket so we can get to heaven, but it's really being open and being used by God. This past weekend, we didn't go to church at all. We met downtown outside, and we just went around and spread the love of Jesus. We to over 1,000 people, I'm told. We handed out water bottles to the homeless and prayed for everybody on the streets of Columbia, South Carolina.
And that's what the church is supposed to do. And it's not about a building, because we are the church.
Yeah.
So you did exactly what you were supposed to do.
Yeah. It's beyond four walls.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're about at Forward City.
And you've been married for how long?
This is our 6th year of marriage.
6th year of marriage, man.
Yeah.
So what's the success? I mean, what's the key to success for 6 years of marriage?
Being quick to forgive and being quick to ask for forgiveness. I always, for me, it's almost a competition. I want to be the first one to ask for forgiveness. It doesn't matter what's going on. My wife told me something really funny. We were probably like in a week or two of marriage. We had just got married, and we had an argument. It was one of 5 that we probably have had in our marriage. But we got an argument.
Just 5?
Yeah, we don't argue.
Okay.
We got an argument about something that was all of our arguments are just dumb.
Right.
Whenever the smoke clear. This one was like an argument, and my wife yelled something at me that was so funny. She said, "You might as well get over it. I ain't going nowhere, and you ain't going nowhere." And, it was so funny. It was just something that I still remember today. It kind of like hit me in the chest. And we did, man. We locked the back door from the outside. There ain't no getting out. Like, we're in this thing. And that's one of the reasons you asked for the keys to success. One of the reasons we don't argue is because we communicate. And we find the right times to communicate. And we learn what buttons, kind of not to push. And so we just don't push those.
Absolutely.
And we find one of the greatest decisions we made is trying not to communicate in frustration.
Wow.
Because that always leads to argument. And so really try to, wait till it's a calm, sober moment and just like, babe, this really hurt my feeling when you said this. I'm like, for real? I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that or whatever, brother. Like,
because if you say it in the midst of it, then, that's just like lighting a keg of dynamite.
Oh, man, it's going down. It's going down.
Yeah.
And so we try to avoid World War IIs at all costs and just try to, handle ourselves like civilized adults.
Absolutely, as you should. But, man, I saw something on your social media that I thought was so cool. How Kirk Franklin, I want you to share how Kirk Franklin influenced you. And this is before you became Travis Greene.
Yeah.
This is back when didn't nobody know who you were.
Yeah.
Tell us that story.
What up, Kirk? Kirk is my dude, man. This was probably 12 years ago. And I'll never forget my mother. She went to Chicago with my cousin. And I don't know what music festival it was, but I remember they saw R. Kelly, and my mom was really excited. And then I was sitting there, and my phone rang. And my mom said, hold on, Travis, hold on. And it gave the phone to Kirk. And what happened was she ran into him maybe like in a hotel lobby or something. I don't even know where they were. And she was like, you have to speak to my son. He loves music. He loves you. Like, you have to speak to him. And he actually stopped in his tracks and took the phone call. And, I mean, he just encouraged me. It wasn't nothing crazy. He was just like, man, proud of you. Keep your head up, do you? All that stuff.
Right.
But just the fact that he did that, and they took a picture in the moment, and I posted it. But, the lesson learned is just never overlook anyone, because you don't know who's next. You don't know who's coming. And,
you don't know who you're talking to.
You don't know who you're talking to. And but he's been supportive from day one.
Absolutely. Well, listen, somebody's probably watching us right now, and they may be going through a situation where, maybe they need God to make a way. Maybe they need all things to work together. Maybe they're tired of waiting.
Yeah.
Look into that camera right there, and I want you to encourage that person who may be watching us right now.
Yeah. What's up, yo? I just want to tell you, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're facing, you serve a God who is never caught off guard. He's not a procrastinator. He's a planner. You can't throw him a surprise birthday party because he always knows what's happening, right? He's the Alpha and Omega, meaning that our future is his past. And so that's the God you serve, that he's God enough to know whatever you're facing, and he knew that you'll be facing it before you did. And not only that, but he equipped you to make it through. Any guy that can bring you to it can see you through it. And so that's the God we serve. So be encouraged knowing that you're going on the other side of this. I love what Jesus tells the disciples in the Bible. He said, we're going to the other side. And then he gets on the boat and falls asleep in the storm. But his word was the thing that sustained them. They couldn't sink because he had already spoken. So whatever it is you're facing, he's already spoken. He already said you're going to make it. He already said you're the head and not the tail. He already said that no weapon formed against you will prosper. So stand on his word and know that he's going to take you to the other side.
Amen. Spoken like a true pastor. Travis Greene, man, I appreciate you, man.
Much love, my friend.
Much love to you. The new project is called Crossover. You need to get it. It will bless you. Travis Greene is our special guest. I'm Keith Solis. Thanks for watching Gospel Sunday TV.
Thanks for watching Gospel Sunday TV. We'd like to know what you think. Subscribe, comment, And follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And also visit us at krnb.com.